Governor Josh Stein today ordered all U.S. and North Carolina flags at state facilities to remain at half-staff through sunset on Saturday, March 7th. The flags are lowered in honor of both civil rights activist Reverend Jesse Jackson and Robeson County Master Trooper Stein Davis Jr., who died in the line of duty on Sunday. Master Trooper Davis Jr. was assigned to Troop B District 7 in Robeson County and is a graduate of the 141st Basic Patrol School. He was on duty shortly after midnight when he lost control of his vehicle, went off of NC 130 and flipped in a swampy area, the Highway Patrol said on Sunday. His funeral will be held on Wednesday, March 4th in Lumberton.